Hello everybody, today we will be doing some glass etching with the Emboss Resist technique. I'll be using the Serene Snowflakes stamp set. Here is a sample of the finished product. I have the red paper behind it so you can see it a little bit better. It's hard to see with the light and the white paper. So I just used a clear plate on mine. And I started out with some regular clear contact paper that you can get at any grocery store, you know, Super, Walmart, anything like that. I cut it out to make sure that it would cover the entire plate, and then I cut a 5-inch circle in the center of it. Your circle will be different depending upon what stamp set you're using, what size plate you're using. So I cut that out. I'm also going to be using Armor Etch glass etching cream. When you use this, please use a well-ventilated room. This does smell very badly of rotten eggs, and it's a little bit potent. So I would even, if you're pregnant, I would even be a little bit careful with using this. I've gone ahead and put my contact paper on already because me and contact paper are not best friends at all. I have a little bit of a problem with it. I am going to be doing this on the bottom half of the plate. If anyone wants to use your plate after you give it to them, if you give it to them, and they go to eat off of it, it'll just be better protected if you put it on the bottom. These are also not dishwasher proof once you make these. They will have to wash them by hand. After putting the contact paper on, I did trim off the edges because you will get the embossing powder sticking to it. But I went ahead and I used just plain old Versamark and got my stamp set inked up pretty well. This will slide on you, so you kind of want to be careful when you put it on. And I just put several different ones. If you forget where you stamp, if you have a light on, like I have an aught light on right now, you can kind of look to the side to see where you have stamped at, to see if you want any more stamps in the area. So that is all finished. I have also put a red dot in the center. If you're using a single image, it's really nice because then you can kind of center your image. It's also nice so that you can try and center your contact paper. I used a 1/4 inch circle punch and just put it on with a glue dot on the front side of the plate. After you get your images stamped, you can use any color embossing powder. It doesn't really matter. Because it's going to be coming off anyways. You're not going to see it. And you just sprinkle that on. Make sure you get your images done really well. And make sure, the first time I did this plate, one of these plates, I didn't have my edges on for the contact paper completely put down. So I had a little bit of problems when I was getting it. Like you can kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little bit stuck to the edges there. But you can always go and get the excess off with a brush. And if you like that off the page look, kind of like what I have right here, you can still do that. It'll just wipe off of the contact paper so you don't even have to worry about it. But you just get all that brushed off. Now it is going to take a little while because you're using glass and it heats up a little bit differently than it does for paper. So it is going to take a little bit longer for it to dry. But you just do it as you would regular paper. And you just heat it up. I do have one that is already partially done. See, I don't know if you can see that. Let me get the red paper again. But you can see how it does emboss just like it would with your paper. So I will go ahead and finish this one up and use this one. But as you can see, it does take a little while for it to heat up with the glass. So you're really going to want to you're going to want patience when you do this. But it will eventually go, I promise. My images are all embossed now. After you get them embossed, you want to go ahead and do the etching cream. And you just kind of want to glop it on there. And you don't want a whole lot, but you do want enough of it. And you just get it, even just spread it all over the edges too of the contact paper. It's not going to eat through the contact paper, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And you just want it really nice and thick. If you do it thin, it's not, more than likely, it's not going to come out right. After you get it all on there, you want to just set your timer for 5 minutes and just let it set. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one sit, and I will come back to the video, turn the video back on as soon as it's done. Okay, I am back, and it is time to scrub this off. I'm just in, you know, you can use your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, whatever. I'm using my bathroom because that's the quietest place in the house right now with the kids. But you just use some warm water, and as you can see, it just kind of comes off by itself. You can help it along if you want to. Some people use rubber gloves to take it off, but it's pretty much up to you what you feel comfortable doing. A little bit too hot. But as you can see, you can use your fingernail to take the embossing off, or you can use one of these or a wooden spoon, whatever you want to use, and it just kind of scrapes off. And it comes off rather easily, as you can, I hope that you, well, that doesn't work either. I hope that you can see. But you just take it and scrub it all off. The glass etching, you don't have to worry about. That is permanent, so that's not going to come off what's already etched into the plate. It's just the cream that's coming off. But you just scrape it, and you just continue scraping it until it all comes off. And as you can probably hear, I'm scraping it kind of hard, so you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes it can scratch, but you really have to scratch it. And then the contact paper just comes right off with no problems at all. You just rub it all off. Make sure all your pieces are off. As you can tell, there's a few stragglers, but you can just use your nail to take it off and just keep running the paper over, or your fingernail and the water over it. And then once you got it all off, just go ahead and dry it off with a towel. And as you can see, you have a nice, beautiful holiday plate that's already etched for you, that anybody, absolutely anybody would love. So